Okay, Iman, we want to write a program that takes three numbers and sends them to the class. Calculate the sum, display it in the class, and return the mean to the original program, to the main.
Wait,
Are
wait,
you
wait.
ready?
You want to display those three numbers in the class, or just return the result in the main project and print out the main project?
Yes.
Yes means what I say. So we create a new project like before, uh, from categories. We select Java and the Java application from the projects. So next, should give it a name. What name should I give it? It's going to calculate the sum, right? The sum of three with results, with return. Let's say with return. You'll get it later that what's that return I wrote there. So let's give it a location.
Excuse
Uh,
me.
the
Excuse me. We want.
Java
Excuse me, Iman.
project.
Sorry.
Yes.
Excuse me. We want. Calculate the sum of the three number and write the sum of the three number in the class and return average to the main.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's a completely different plan. So if you wanna write the sum of those three numbers into the class of sum of three numbers, sum and AVE for average of three numbers with return. All right. So
Yes.
I wanna save it into this folder that I created before. Okay, my new project. First, I'm gonna just remove these comments. These default comments are just everywhere. All right. So first, I need to define my variables. I need. I want to define the variables by float because I might need to use decimals. So float A, B, and C for my three numbers, and okay, I want to get the numbers from the user, so I print out this statement system.out.println into my parentheses. I want to say enter three numbers. All right, I need to have a scanner, so I should return the scan. I should import. Excuse me. I should import my scanner on the top. Import java.util.scanner. Oh, dot scanner. Okay, let's define our scanner. Scanner input equals new scanner system dot in. And okay, my a variable is the first input. The user input dot next float. Because my variables are defined as a float, I'm going to use the dot next float method. B variable again is second input, and the C variable is the third next float. Okay, now I have my three numbers from the users. I need to create a class. So let's create our first class. From the top, we here select a new class, and the category says Java, and the file type is Java class. So next, it needs a name. So this is my class. This is a class for calculating the sum of those three numbers. Okay, again, these useless comments. Okay, let's create our method. So our method, I'm going to define it. I'm going to create my method as a public method because I want to use it in my main application. Okay, it's a public, and my sum method has to be printed out in my class. So it has to be void. Oh, I forgot. It also needs to be static because I don't want to define a object for my method, so I define it as a static method. And what name it should have? The name of it, I want to say, uh, just say sum. Name of it, I just want to say sum. You can say whatever you want, but I name it sum.
Excuse
So
me.
what?
You define. You use static. Want because so you cannot define an object of class type.
Yeah, I don't want to define an object for this class, so I'm using a static shape of an method.
Okay.
All right, float. In my parentheses, I want to have three variables. I want to define three variables to connect them with those ABCs in my main project. So I say float one, and let's copy paste this part. Okay, float num2 and float num3. So let's use the curly braces to have this. Okay, I created the first part of my method. I need a variable called sum. It can be a float. Okay, then my sum variable is going to be equal to the sum of these three numbers. So I say num1 plus num2 plus num3. Okay, I didn't want to return this sum variable,
No,
so I
no,
just printed
no.
out.
Sorry.
I
We
just print out the
yeah.
results in this class. System.out.println sum of three numbers is, let's say, plus sum.
Yes, and
Okay, let's
yeah,
run.
we want to write to return. We want to return the average of three numbers to the main.
Okay. Think I should create another class for this
No.
part of the job, don't I?
Mm, what do you mean?
Because this class is just for sum. I
Yeah.
named it sum.
Yeah.
So if I want to add another
Yeah, if you want, okay.
another method. I can, but it will be sloppy. So I'm going to create another class for calculating the average.
Okay, no problem.
So again, I create another class and name this one AVG for average. Okay, again, these comments. This time, our method is going to be public also. Uh, this time is not going to be void because I want to have a return result to the main program. So I say it's a static, yeah, and it's a float, means that the output of this method, that this float means that my method uh, is going to have an output result. So I give it a name, I give it the AVG name, and again I want to use these three variables that I defined into this parentheses. So I copy paste that, and I need a variable here. I want to name it AVE for average. So how should I calculate the average of our numbers? Uh, I'll
AVE equal sum of
I
three
say
number
AVE
divided by 3.
equal equals num1 plus num2 plus num3 divided by 3. This time I'm going to write return AVE.
Sorry, can I take a look at the previous class?
Yes.
Yeah, you use the void, and in this class, you don't use a void.
No, as I told you, I want to have this return statement at the end. So I use float instead of void because I want to print out the results in my main program here, my main project.
Yeah,
I need to
yes,
add some changes here.
yes.
Uh, so as I created the sum class, I didn't use it really in my main project, so I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to write the name of my class, sum dot okay, showing me this method. I should give the variables to it. A, C. Okay, now it's going to go into this class and calculate the sum and print out the sum over there. And next, I want to have the average. So let's uh, have a variable.
You can also print. You can also print without define a new variable.
Yeah, I guess you can also do that. It's not really different. So system dot out that print n average of your numbers is plus The name of my class is avg dot. This is my method. Should give the values to it. Maybe C.
So the method of calling is also different.
Yeah, the calling the methods is different. You know, in the first one, you just need to call the class, but in the second one, you need to print out the class that's entirely different. You know, in the first one, when you call the class, you should print. It goes into the class and print out the result in the class. But the second one doesn't print out the results. It just return the result in the main project here, and we print it over here.
Yeah, you can print it or you can put it in a variable
Yeah, you can
and
also
then
put
you
it
can print
into a
it.
variable. Yeah.
Okay, can we run it?
Yes. Okay. It's asking me to enter three numbers. Say 6, 8, and 1. Okay, the sum of my numbers is 15, and the average of my number is 5. 15 divided by 3.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Iman, now we want to write a program that send these three numbers to the class and finds the maximum and minimum number using one method and returns maximum to the main program and display the minimum number in the class.
Okay, so we create another class here. It's a Java class, and the name of it, I want to name it MaxMin. Okay, let's get rid of the comments. Okay, my method is going to be a public method again. I only use it in my main project, and it returns one of the variables, so it shouldn't be void, and it's also static because I'm not going to define a object with the form of my class. Uh, my maximum is probably float, so let's name this max uh, max n. I want to have again these three variables, so copy paste it. Okay, these three variables are going to be connected to these ABCs here. Okay, let's define our variables. I want to have a max and min variable. Now I should calculate the max of the numbers. How should I do that? Okay, first we assume that the maximum is equal to our first number. Then we need a if statement. We need an if statement. Compare my maximum variable or the num1, first number, to the with the second number. So if my second number num2 was bigger than my first number or max, I'm going to put my second number in max variable. And then another if, that if my third number 3 was bigger than my maximum, I want to have the third number in my max. Then I'm gonna print out the result.
So if
System.out.
yeah, so if good understand, we assuming the first number is bigger, so we keep it in the variable and compare the rest of the numbers with that. If they are bigger, we put them in the variable. And finally, the largest number, maximum number, we will have the maximum, yeah?
Yeah, the maximum number is going to be in the max variable.
Okay.
Then print ln max of your numbers is plus max. Okay, again, for the minimum of the numbers, I do the same things again. So my min variable is going to be equal to my first number. Then again, I need an if statement. This time I'll say if my first number was if my second number was smaller than my second number, if the min variable was bigger than the num2 variable, I want to have a second number in min variable. And again, if it was bigger than my third number, I want to have my third number in min variable. This time I'm not going to print out the results. I want to return the results, return the result of the min variable to my main program and display it here. So first I should call my class and call my method. So I write the name of my class, then dot. I want to use this method that is in my class. So A, B, C are the variables are going to be sent. And then I'm going to print out the result of my minimum variable. Min of your numbers is plus plus this. That's easier to have it over here. Easier to have it then. All right.
Because your class has a return, yeah?
yeah, my class has a return statement, so I should actually print out the result in a print statement.
Can we run it?
Yes. Okay, my three numbers are 2.5, 7, and 6. Okay.
Yeah. And can we change our program? For
Excuse
example,
me?
can we change our program? Can we write the last line again with, for example, in platform the A, B, C, we can write, for example, 12, 2, and 3.
So you mean you want different numbers? You want to give it different numbers this time?
Yeah, can you copy yeah.
Okay, in the end, there are some things that I want to add. So there's no difference here if we, change the position of these variables. I can say send A, B, A, and C to the class, or even, C, A, and B. The results would be the same, like right now, I can again send 5, 4, and 7 to my program, and the result would be the same, and it works. Also, we don't even have to get the numbers, get the values from the user. We can give the program by default these numbers. I can just write 8, 5, and 4 here, and the program will send these numbers into the class. So, let's run it again. Here it wants to take numbers. Like I say 7, 1, and 1. But here, as you can see, the minimum of my numbers is 4, because I sent 4 to my class, and the number given by the user doesn't matter in this last statement.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. Have a nice day.